live. Let me go send Gray a text message. Let him know. Let me send my brother a message. Let him know.
Think your brother's awake right now?
Yeah, he's in his Discord.
Oh, okay.
I think he stays up a lot. Josh, have you watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter?
No, I have not.
Yeah, we started it one night, but I didn't finish it.
Is that indicative of the movie or just too tired?
No, it was just I wasn't in the mood to watch something. I wanted to watch something more lighthearted.
Yeah.
So this week has been showing Chris some comedies he's never seen.
It has been.
So,
it has been.
So breaking that rule. The rule's out the window.
Of what?
Well, there was more than just me and Chris watching. It was multiple people. So we ended up watching Wayne's World and then the two Bill and Ted movies. When's the last time you watched Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
Maybe when it came out.
Wow.
I did recently watch Excellent Adventure, though.
Yeah.
Did you?
Well, I didn't remember Bogus Journey as being so batshit crazy as it was.
Sponsored by Hershey's.
Well, I know Death is here. Death is in it, so I mean, like, they go there.
Well, yeah, but like some of the set pieces and stuff, it's almost Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah. What we covered a movie? Yeah, last week. Fucking The First Critters. The director directed Excellent Adventure.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, that's right. We watched Dazed and Confused also.
Oh, well, that's just a goddamn stone cold classic right
Yeah,
there.
I know, right?
I had never seen it before.
Chris, I'm assuming there's a lot of movies in your blind spot, just being your age, that are just you have to catch up on. That's exciting though, man.
Yeah.
Like there's so many good movies that.
There's one movie that is not my blind spot, and that's Boys Wonderland with Nicolas Cage. Everyone's watched.
Of course not. There we go. Show everybody.
That's right, dude. Everyone should watch that movie.
We should do a watch along. One night we should do a watch along to that.
On
We
Willie's?
should. We should.
We can.
Yeah, on Willie's. Yeah.
We should.
I would
We should.
that yes. Yes, let's make it happen, Captain, because I would love to get Chris's enthusiastic reaction to that dog shit movie. That would be fun.
It's a good movie, man.
I don't hate it as much as you do, Josh.
I didn't finish it.
I don't love it as much as Chris loves it.
I love it, dude. I thought it was great.
I'm somewhere in the middle.
It was great, man.
Great. You went from good to great just within
Yeah.
like 2 sentences.
Man, it was really entertaining. I mean, Nicolas Cage is the coolest guy out there, man. I think he's cooler than Matthew McConaughey.
This was a conversation we had while we were watching Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. He's just such a good guy, bro.
Have you seen Raising Arizona?
Nope.
Yeah. If you're a big Cage fan, that's got to be top of the list. I think that's my favorite Cage movie, easily, actually.
What's it called again?
Raising Arizona.
Let's see real quick. No, I've never seen this.
It's Coen Brothers. Follow up to Blood Simple.
What is Blood Simple?
Their first movie. It's again probably one of the greatest debuts ever.
It's before my time.
All right, so ready to get this shindig started?
Let's do it. Josh looks very ready to go, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like shooting the shit. I know it's late for y'all, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Man, it's so late, dude. Nah, this ain't late for me at all, dude.
Here we go. We are recording. Say something clever, Chris. Quick.
Everybody go watch Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage in the movie right now.
I said say something clever, damn it.
That is clever.
I'll take it.
All right, here's clever. You know, they used to make Skittles using beetles.
Don't know if that's clever either. That's just disturbing.
Hey, I think it's clever. All right, 2 + 2 = 4. That's pretty clever.
I mean, you asked him, Bone.
I know.
So this is as much on you.
Yeah, true.
That's right.
What is that noise?
I mean, it's just ASMR right in my ear.
What noise?
It's you, isn't it? Is it that
I'm not
fucking
putting-
Hershey's? Is it that Hershey's bar still?
Yes, it is. Yes, he's just eating candy.
What? Dude, I'm hungry, bro. I'm sorry.
That man
Look,
pulled up like 6 of them. Did you see that? He pulled
Yeah,
up
I did.
one in his hand and then the package of the other ones.
It's a 6-pack. Yeah, dude. It's a 6-pack, man. He's giving the viewers some unintentional ASMR, you know?
Oh man, shit.
All right, so I'll do the introduction. Today, viewers,
Do you
we're
know,
talking
dude?
about...
Oh, whoa.
What?
You don't do the
What?
introductions. I do that.
Okay, go ahead.
Sit there and
Talk to the viewers.
make your noise, new guy.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to Very Unreasonable Things, the podcast where we apparently eat Hershey's chocolate bars.
That's right.
Unintentional ASMR.
Not sponsored yet.
Not sponsored at all. Anyways, with me is Josh Lindsay
Howdy, howdy.
and Chris Williams.
Hey, yo, I'm back again.
Just there's a lot of energy.
And I'm
I
Billy Bones.
love it. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
I forgot to mention my name. Usually I do that first, but whatever. So, yeah, this week, or this episode, we are continuing. We had made an on-the-fly decision last episode on what our next 3 movies were going to be, or 2 movies, or something like that. But we decided to go ahead and just continue watching Critters. And so now we're talking about Critters 2, the main course.
Which may be a decision we regret making.
Chris has
I'm
been-
not saying. We'll see how they pan out. I'm not as hopeful as Chris, apparently.
Man, I'll tell you, I can't wait to talk about this movie today, boy. I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, Critters 2 released April 29th, 1988, directed by Mick Garris, starring Scott Grimes, Don, Keith Opper, and Terrence Mann. Had a budget of $4 million, or somebody told me 4.5, but Wikipedia said $4 million.
IMDb has it 4.5.
Okay.
What's the fucking difference though? Once you
Yeah,
get there?
it still lost money because it only made $3.8 million at the box office. Thank God for VHS sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this did pretty good in the VHS market, if I had to guess.
I would think so too. Just and for no other reason, it was the '80s and '80s VHS for horror movies. Man, that was the thing.
It was booming.
Definitely. You didn't go into the VHS store looking for terms of endearment. You went into the VHS store looking for Critters 2 and
Which, you know-
Ghoulies 3. Ghoulies Go to College.
Well, like we discussed, I think last week, these 80s horror movies, people would rent them based on the VHS cover, and I think this one would be no exception. It's a pretty good VHS cover.
Yep. Critters 2, the last Critters movie to be released theatrically, also. So
This was also. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Critters 3 and Critters 4 direct to video, and apparently, and I'm getting ahead of myself, and I'm not even talking about like ahead of myself as in this episode ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself for the next episode, but apparently Critters 3 and Critters 4 were filmed like back to back.
Okay, I didn't. That's bold.
Yeah.
That's very bold of them.
They were to get them over with.
Presumptuous.
Or maybe
Yeah, this
they knew
movie-
that there was a chance they weren't going to get them to make that 4th one. They're like, we'll do them both at the same time.
Hey, man. Gotta do what they do.
Yeah, this movie was included in Roger Ebert's most hated list of this year. So
Most hated?
Yeah, Roger Ebert is notorious for hating horror movies. Like that just wasn't his genre. Which now, if you were going to be a movie critic, I will applaud the critics of today. They at least, you know, they have their hands in all the genres. You know, they can look at a certain genre and be like, okay, like it's not my favorite, but I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Where Ebert just, I mean, hated the slasher genre. I mean, but I don't think he gave much love to any horror movie. Which is, I mean, you're a movie critic.
Which
you gotta,
means he shouldn't be reviewing horror movies.
yeah,
I
honestly.
mean, if your baseline for every movie or horror movie that you review is 2 thumbs down, because that's what it sounds like. He just starts in a negative, and you have to work your way up. Well, that's not fair.
No, and you know he absolutely slammed Silent Night, Deadly Night. Like just famously, just hated that movie. Hated all the Friday 13th.
Yeah. Well, what about his partner?
Gene Siskel's the same. I think, but they both did not like horror. Can we talk about the writer though? Did y'all check out this? I just wanted to give a shout out to the screenwriter. Obviously, it was co-written with Mick Garris, but it's David Twohy. I think I'm saying it right.
Maybe.
Towey, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a weird word, but did y'all check out his filmography? Mm-mm. This was his first movie, and I'm just gonna list like his movies in chronological order. Let's don't worry about David Twohy, okay? He's doing okay.
Doing
Okay? I'm gonna say that. He followed this up with Warlock, The Fugitive, Terminal Velocity, which was we recorded that episode. It was one I did with my buddies here who were supposed to.
I was about to say, I don't remember talking
I don't
about
know
terminal
what happened.
velocity.
I don't know what's going on with that. We'll eventually release those episodes. Waterworld, G.I. Jane, Pitch Black. I think you and Daniel talked about Pitch Black,
We did.
right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And A Perfect Getaway, which sneaky good. I don't know if y'all have seen that one. That one's sneaky good.
I haven't seen
but-
it.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. So David Twohy, man, like a lot of these screenwriters of this time, like Frank Darabont, you know, a lot of these established screenwriters, Brian Hegeland, I don't know his name. A lot of them, like directors, they get their start in these low budget horror movies, and you know that speaks volumes to like how the horror genre can just open doors for people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I also do want to mention too. I just noticed on his filmography, he also wrote the 2013 Riddick movie with Vin Diesel. Yeah, he's doing okay.
I don't know if that's anything to be
Yeah.
proud of.
Hey, look, Riddick is a good series. Not a bad series.
No,
at all.
Riddick is not.
What do you? All right, here we go.
I watched that second, The Chronicles of Riddick. You know
Yeah.
what the best thing about Riddick was?
What's that?
The Xbox game that they made. Escape from
Oh.
Butcher Bay.
Man,
That game was fun.
you guys
that
just got to turn
movie-
your brain off, bro.
That movie, though, Chronicles of Riddick,
Oh,
it was dog water.
hey Billy, you remember that movie Imposter we watched? He screenplayed that movie. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. And you say you never get to pick movies, but you picked Imposter. I forgot about that.
That's right.
is Imposter with Gary Sinise?
Yes.
It is. It is.
Chris kept trying to tell me,
What?
like, oh, this is a horror movie. This is a horror movie. You're going to like it.
What's the verdict on that? I'm assuming, Bone, you did not enjoy it.
It was a movie.
Okay.
Oh man, I liked it a lot.
You know whose filmography is smaller than I thought? And that's going to be Mick Garris. Like, I looked his
Oh my
up.
God! Yeah.
I looked his
I've-
up,
I've-
and I thought Mick Garris had done more than this. Especially since you see him, like, in all these documentaries and shit talking about the horror genre.
Yeah. I looked it up too, and I was shocked at the lack thereof. again, his filmography, like he does this. This was his feature directorial debut, but apparently he got his start like shooting behind the scenes footage for bigger movies like Gremlins, Goonies, Temple of Doom, The Fog, The Howling. Like he would be that guy, that would do the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then he got his start with this one, and like his biggest claim to fame, maybe he doesn't get recognized for it, but the one that's probably put the most money in his pocket, he wrote Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
And
Yeah, he did. He also did. He had done the story for Batteries Not Included, and I just remember liking that movie when I was a kid.
I've never seen it, but I know of it. Like, yeah.
I just as a child, I don't know how that movie holds up. I haven't watched it since I was a kid, but I loved it as a kid.
Well, that's an Amblin movie, That's Spielberg behind that movie. So, I mean, there's probably a decent baseline to it still. He also wrote The Fly, too, which is...
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, a harder job? Like, to follow up the classic, the Cronenberg Fly? That...
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's got a lot more television.
The Stand.
But it's funny though because you were talking about like the things that he shot before he got his break.
Mm-hmm.
Making a monster movie inside The Howling, director.
Yeah.
The making of A Chilling Tale, director. The making of The Thing, director. The making of Videodrome, director. The making of The Goonies, director.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what those residuals pay out.
Dude. Do you remember back in the day? It used to be, they did that all the time. You could watch a making of special on movies. They would just air them on like network television.
I don't. I just remember like that being a selling point for a lot of the DVDs I was buying when I was collecting because I love special features. But I don't remember that on TV. No.
Yeah, they used to do that. I remember.
To promote it.
And I used to like enjoy watching them. Chris, you know what I'm talking about?
I love it.
What?
Nah, it's before your time. It's before your time.
Yeah, man. My earliest memory of watching movies and stuff like that, I remember watching Star Trek, the original series, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and in my bedroom, staying up till like 2 a.m. watching that stuff.
Chris, I have to ask because like there is an age difference between us.
Yep.
What was the first? Do you remember the first movie you saw in the theater?
First movie I saw in theater, man. Gosh, dude, that is. I've been to the theater a lot of time watching movies. I really don't. I'm trying to think what's the earliest movie to come out that I would have saw in theater. Man, I don't. I'm gonna have to circle back to that because I've seen so many and stuff like that. Man, I just remember I didn't go to the theater one time and I saw A Wrinkle in Time, bro. Worst movie I think I've ever seen.
Okay. But do you have like a favorite movie going experience at the movies? Like you got the whole experience of big screen surround sound.
Yeah, well, recently I would say Oppenheimer was really good in theater. Yeah, I saw that recently. Because especially the whole movie going experience, I saw it in IMAX, dude, those IMAX speakers, dude, it blew my eardrums up, dude.
I've never seen a movie in IMAX. But hang on, Chris, do you remember any movie like growing up that had an effect on you?
Yeah, not
in the theater. Yeah, I mean Oppenheimer's a solid choice, but I was looking for something more like
that made me more stupid.
No, that you enjoyed. Like it was like okay, I really this experience was amazing.
Dude, it's making this harder than it has to be.
I know.
I mean, that made the lasting impression on me. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Probably. No, I don't have.
Man, I feel like I should have messaged you this 2 weeks ago for you to come up with an answer now.
I don't have anything.
What was the movie that me, you, your dad, and Daniel saw? It was The Departed, right?
The Departed. We're high as a kite, man.
Oh, you know what? I do have one.
Experience.
Hacksaw Ridge. I saw that in theaters, and that was a really good movie. I thought that What? What you looking
I'm
for?
looking
What
for
are you
something a
looking
little older.
for? Older.
These are movies
Dude,
that-
I'm 25. I ain't 75 like you guys, man. I'm sorry. What are you asking for here, dude? You're double the age I am.
Well, that's not true.
So we
It's close, but it's
one of our
not quite.
one of our Twitch viewers commented on this, and they said that their first movie they saw in the theater was Too Fast, Too Furious. Gray, I
See,
feel
that's what I'm
sorry
talking
for you,
about.
buddy.
Hey, that's not a bad movie.
I mean,
Oh,
somebody
man, here
filmed
we
it.
go. Yeah, oh, here we go.
I don't know. Those movies aren't for me. I know they got a lot of fans, and from conversations I've had with the people in the Discord, that apparently they're okay until you get to like part 6, then they go downhill fast.
You know,
But
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't remember which one it was. I think it was one of the more recent ones. They went into space and it got kind of stupid. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen any of them past the first one, and I saw that one when it was like a $3 rental.
You hadn't seen Tokyo Drift? What you mean drifting?
No, but it's funny because I was watching this interview with, because you know it's Oscar season, so like Christopher Nolan's doing his rounds again because he's gonna take home the Little Gold Man. It's almost like slam dunk, like everybody just accepted he's gonna win the Oscar.
Watch him not.
And I know the Academy is fucking stupid,
Don't
but
do it just to be contrary.
yeah. But he loves the Fast and Furious franchise. He was interviewing with Colbert, and Colbert's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I love them." It's like, okay.
Oh yeah, they're entertaining. They're stupid, but they're fun. That's how I would describe all the Fast and Furious movies. They're really fun movies.
Here's my problem with the Fast and Furious movies, and like the reason why like I have zero desire to see them. Like, honest to God, there is nobody on screen for me that has any charisma. I mean, Vin Diesel. Any actor on screen, like they're a charisma black hole to me. Like I find them less than interesting.
Think so?
Yeah, that's just me. Like Ludacris. I mean,
Oh, dude, he's hilarious, dude.
The Rock. Jesus.
Dude, what about what's his name? Oh God, dude.
Paul Walker.
No, he's dead.
I know, but
No,
he was still in those movies.
He was.
They didn't
No,
scrub
You
him
can't
out
take
of
that
it.
away from him.
Yeah, it's like they're like Paul Walker's dead. We got to go back and edit him out of all the movies.
Fucking Chris is wanting to just erase the man's memory.
Dude, no. What's his name? What's the guy's name, dude? Oh my God.
Vin Diesel,
No, the funny.
We
guy.
are a movie podcast. You realize this, Chris?
Jason Statham.
No, the funny guy. No, the everyone that everyone talks about.
Was there somebody funny in
God.
the movie?
Yes.
There's
He's the one-
jokes.
Yes, the guy everyone talks about all the time. What's his name, dude? Oh my God, dude! You're gonna make me look it up now. It's gonna kill me.
Ricky Gervais.
Nope.
We don't have to. I mean, you don't have to look it up. We can talk about Critters too.
We could, but now it's gonna kill me not knowing. Tyrese Gibson plays Roman.
Yeah, hard pass. That's the easiest of the passes.
He's funny, dude.
Jesus, Chris, your opinion sometimes, man. Like,
Dude, and then
I
Kurt
don't know where
Russell
you
is
get 'em from.
he's Mr. Nobody. Kurt Russell, he's great.
Hey, hey, get paid, Kurt Russell. You too, Charlize Theron. Get paid.
Okay. All right, I do want to go back real fast before we start talking about Critters 2. One other movie I saw in theaters that left a very good impact on me. Bill, you're gonna love this. Venom with the Carnage. Oh yeah, dude, I love that movie.
Chris, this episode, I'm
Yes.
serious. You have one more bad opinion before you get kicked the fuck off.
Dude, I love that movie, dude.
That movie was so bad.
Dude, it was great. I saw it in
That
theaters and everything.
movie, I saw it in theaters too with Daniel and Hayden, and I think Luke, and it sucked.
Nah. You're being too harsh on it.
The first one,
Now I think part of the problem may have been, aside from the movie just being bad, let's not take that away from the movie. But part of the problem may have been too that I think I went and saw it with them after me and my ex-wife had split up. And so I was in a pretty bad state.
Yeah.
Then you went and saw that. They're like, damn, this shit sucks, dude. Fuck this movie.
Pretty
I
much.
don't think that would have saved it for you though, Bone. If I'm being
Nah,
honest, but
no.
I get what you mean.
Well,
Like you could go into a movie, yeah.
I
yeah,
may have gave it
with-
more than a half star, or whatever.
Okay, yeah. No, I think I remember your letterbox ranked rating. I think it is a half star.
It
That's what I'm
is.
saying. If I wouldn't have been so depressed at the time, I may have gave it a star.
1 star. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be anything higher than that. That movie sucked.
Dude, it's worth at least a 3, dude. It was entertaining.
You took fucking Carnage and wasted him in that movie.
Man. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you have
Carnage.
Woody Harrelson, though. You have Woody Harrelson.
Get paid, Woody. I'm sure.
Wasted Carnage.
Oh, man, dude.
Like, if there was ever any idea of bringing Spider-Man and Venom together in a movie, which I don't care at this point because I got that superhero fatigue. But if there was ever like a reason to bring them together in a movie, it would have been Carnage, just like the comic books, man. The Maximum Carnage storyline. You remember that, Josh?
I don't know.
Way to let me down.
Dot broken.
I don't know anything about Carnage outside of like being a Spider-Man villain, and he was red, and he was like Venom.
Well, he was. He had bonded. The Carnage symbiote bonded with a serial killer,
Yeah.
which and then it just made him worse than Venom because Eddie Brock. Was supposed
Was just
to
a
be,
bully.
Well, he was supposed to be I guess a good guy at his core because but he hated Spider-Man because he blamed Peter Parker for ruining his career.
Yeah.
But he
I
wasn't.
thought he was a bully. He wasn't a bully.
He was a reporter, and he got
Yeah.
Peter Parker outed him for like faking some photos or something like that. And he had had like revenge on the mind after that. But Carnage was always just murderous because his
Yeah.
host was a murderer.
Yeah. Now, let's
Okay.
be clear about something, though. If Eddie Brock had been a good guy, Venom would have been a bad guy for sure. For sure, yeah.
Venom was a bad guy, but not.
Yeah.
But he was also an anti-hero. Carnage is not an anti-hero. Carnage is just straight up villain.
Yeah. Yeah, because like in Spider-Man 3, then he is a bad guy. He is straight Venom, evil as it can be. But in Eddie Brock universe, he's not.
Man, I remember I missed Cheap Trick to go see Spider-Man 3 in the theater.
Ooh,
You did what?
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Me and my first wife,
Uh-huh.
because I suck at marriage apparently. Me and Josh, Daniel, and Aaron had went to the Miller Lite Crawfish Bowl, which they used to have
Oh,
at the fairgrounds
right.
when we still had like a rock and roll station in Jackson in the area. Besides 106, because 106 was firmly in like classic rock, and they weren't playing a lot of the bands that like Rock 93.9 was playing, which was the rock and roll station.
Rock 93.9. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently it's something else now. But anyways, they did this Miller Lite Crawfish Boil for a couple of years, and then one year we went, and they had Soul Asylum playing, Collective Soul, Cheap Trick, Fuel. Who else?
I'm gonna have to look it up because it was pretty stacked.
Yeah, was Better than Ezra there?
Maybe because they always did the Mississippi rounds.
Yeah. I know I saw Better than Ezra twice because me, you, Daniel, Aaron, and Michael loaded up in the Mustang.
Yeah, and went to
and seen-
Tunica.
Yeah, I saw him in Tunica, and then I think it was me and Daniel saw him at Fire. I don't know if that place is still running or not, but that club or that bar that was right across the road from Hal and Mal's,
Yeah.
we saw them there. And then obviously, we saw concerts at Hal and Mal's. Got kicked out of concerts at Hal and Mal's. Well, a concert.
Yeah.
Got kicked the fuck out. Who gets kicked out of a concert at a bar for being drunk?
I guess some people do.
That's just like so not cool.
Lame?
I don't
Yeah,
yeah, lame. We ended up doing donuts in my Mustang in a lot behind Hal and Mal's that had like gravel and shit on the ground.
Oh my god.
Me, Josh, and Drew were just out there spinning around.
I do not remember that. That's crazy.
Probably wasted.
We had Waffle House that night.
Oh man.
Did we really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
You know we did. Love some Waffle House.
No, he doesn't know you did. He doesn't remember it. He doesn't know you.
I
know
do
you
not.
did. Oh.
I do not. But that look, I don't remember shit about like a lot of that shit. Okay, yeah, Fuel was there, Buck Cherry, Papa Roach, Soul Asylum, Better Than Ezra the next day with Cheap Trick, Spin Doctors, and tell me if you remember this band, Hinder.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember Hinder.
Yeah, not a bad lineup, man, for fucking a crawfish boil.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
you guys eat
remember.
any crawfish?
No, I was just about to say
Oh.
we didn't eat any crawfish. I didn't even see any crawfish.
You probably ate all before you got to it. All the
We just went to the beer tent pretty quickly.
Yeah, we got the Miller Lite.
Man, should have drank some Coronas or something.
That's imported. We didn't have imported money at the time.
Is that right? Is that right?
We had domestic money.
Oh my god.
This man talking about Corona.
Domestic on tap, mind you.
I've tried Corona Gold before. It's all right. It's not bad. It's all right.
Since you don't remember anything else, Josh, do you remember the first time you saw Critters 2?
I don't, but as I'm watching it, there were two scenes that were somewhere just stuck in the memory vault that opened immediately right before the scene happened. I'm like, holy shit. Like, this came out in 88. I probably saw this when I was maybe like 7, like on HBO, you know? And maybe saw it a couple of times because those two scenes, the Easter Bunny scene and when Ugg gets upset that Lee is dead and changes, like those two scenes were burned into my memory for so long.
The only two scenes I remember, because I remember 2 also, and I told Chris when he was watching this, I'm like, there's 2 things that I remember about the movie, and then I can't remember anything else. But one was the big critter ball, which doesn't make any fucking sense, but still was a cool visual. With all their mouths facing outward, and it was just like a rolling ball of death.
Yeah.
That was cool. But the other one was Charlie talking about leaving. I thought Charlie left in this movie. I didn't realize that Charlie had already been gone, and he was telling Brad about, there's nothing here for me, and in space I'm somebody, and I'm a bounty hunter, and I'm doing all this. So those were the 2 things I remember. I don't remember when I first saw it either, man. It was on VHS, I'm sure. Probably watched it with my dad. Had to be with my dad.
I
This is a
remember
movie
my
you
first
can-
time watching it. I watched it about a week ago, 5 days ago. There you go. Hey, there you go.
This is almost like one of those kid-friendly horror movies you can show a kid, like if you don't mind the kid seeing titties.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about that, and I didn't know exactly where at I wanted to talk about it. But the movie's PG-13, and
Damn, bro.
there's not a whole lot, but there's some gore in there. Like a toe gets bit off, a corpse gets ate down to the skeleton twice, and yeah, there's breast.
Some nice breasts for sure.
But I watched it and I see all these scenes and I'm like, yeah, you could still show a kid this. I mean,
I've got this theory.
I don't know.
I've got this theory on like why the movie wasn't rated R, though.
What's their
And
theory?
I think it's because they made the Krite blood blue. Or not blue, I mean green. I don't know why I said fucking blue. They made it green. So every time a Krite died, instead of seeing like red gore go everywhere, you had like a green slimy substance. And I could see that being something that, the rating board was like, too much blood will get you an R rating. Or like,
But
we'll just
no-
make it green.
Yeah, don't care about the titties. Just don't make it red.
it is it's funny how like the rating board's lack of consistency because this movie, there's a little bit of gore. It's not bad though. I mean,
No.
but then like they will make Friday 13th Part 7, which came out the same year. They will make them chop it down to fucking
Yeah.
just no gore.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, it's. I don't know, like even like I was saying earlier. All that being said, like I watched this and I'm like, oh, this is kind of kid friendly.
Yeah. I get it. I do get it.
So let's talk about the movie then. So it starts off. You see somebody running, and you don't see a face or anything. You just see somebody running and they get attacked by a creature, and it turns out to be Charlie.
Yeah,
And surprise, Charlie's in space, and unless there was a scene in the first movie I missed, Charlie didn't leave. But now Charlie's a bounty hunter with Ugg and Lee.
yeah.
But apparently, they don't trust him enough to give him one of their cool cannons.
That's right.
They got him running around being bait.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he's good for, man.
Pretty much.
And this is such
Even sober.
this is such a small thing, but I did notice it. The cannons are no longer attached at the hip.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they had to carry him this time.
But these cannons, I don't know if they did it on the first one. I just didn't notice. These cannons look like a dick getting erect. Did you notice it? How they just come out, and because they're holding it on its hip, it's hard not to be like, oh, that's what they're implying.
I know
like
what
now
you're
they're
talking-
getting hard.
I didn't get that when I first watched it, but now that you say it, I can see it.
Yeah,
Also, another thing about these cannons, real fast, is that they seem a little less destructive than last time. They can actually adjust their power as they need to for whatever situation they're in, just a little bit.
well, they would have destroyed this fucking town.
I know.
I
But
mean, this town would have been leveled like Hiroshima, man.
yeah, I'm not trying to get ahead of herself, but like the scene when they're in their diner and stuff like that, they were
Yeah.
aim individually,
But
Yeah.
maybe they should have reverted back to those, because maybe there would have been no survivors left in that little fucking burger hut.
Yeah.
Really,
That's true. That's
you wouldn't
true.
have had you wouldn't have had the critter ball into the movie.
Yeah.
So we see that Charlie's a bounty hunter, and Charlie, is talking to Ugg, and he's like, "How come Lee? How come you're still the rock and roll guy, but Lee's back to his formless shape?" And you get this little thing where he's like, the shape has to fit or whatever. You can't live in one that doesn't fit.
Yep.
And Terrence Mann, who plays Ugg, looks just like fucking Tim Curry now. Just like Tim Curry.
Oh,
It's crazy.
He had a perm going on, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. It was a little bit more bouncy
Yeah,
than last time.
yeah.
He looked better than the first one.
He did. He looked like a mom from 1988 in this one.
They get contacted by I don't know who. They get contacted by an alien, and they're like, "There's still
Yeah.
Krites on Earth."
Yeah, it's their boss. Like some stuff is like a sweep or something they did, detecting more crates or something like that.
Well, the boss tells him, like, you're not going to get paid till the credits are gone.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's
how
right.
fucking long are y'all waiting on payment?
I know.
Like,
And
this
so
is
it's-
like,
their boss
they,
name was Zanti.
they weren't
Zanti.
going to pay him for any of the jobs,
Yeah, that's right. They got a whole payment. That's right.
like on everything, on that thing they just fucking killed, and
Yep. Yep.
wait, like, they weren't going to pay him until the credits were finished?
External.
yeah,
Yeah.
they weren't going to pay him for
Yeah.
anything until the Krites were gone.
Yep. Because Krites are termites in their eyes. Like they got to be eradicated.
Let me ask this question too. The movie takes place 2 years after the events of the first movie, right?
Yep.
That's what I took, yeah.
Well, and that's how long it was. It's like it tells you, not in the movie, but like when you read about the movie, it'll tell you. But it took 2 years. Took place 2 years after the first movie, and they do tell you in the movie. Never mind, I was wrong.
They do.
Brad has grown up to get his little earring, Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me
Little
of my
stud.
dad. My dad used to have
Little-
one of those.
Everybody had one.
But apparently, they moved out of town as soon as that shit went down in the first movie.
They did.
Because they said
They
he'd
just-
been gone for 2 years.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Harv got voted out of office 2 years ago.
He also de-aged.
Yeah.
He did.
and became a whole new person.
He did.
Yeah.
But my other thing is, what the fuck was the point of reconstructing the house if y'all were just going to haul ass and leave?
Well, I think that shows how badly it was reconstructed. They were like, "Fuck, we can't. This is just a
See, which doesn't make
collapse
sense.
waiting to happen."
It's an
It doesn't make
illusion.
sense because at the end of the movie, the first one that you see get reconstructed as we just talked about, but like it looks like it's perfect, you know, like they did everything right. But
Also, the fucking roof,
oh yeah, like, the roof was
which looks like a
choppy.
it looks like a skate park ramp.
Waiting for OSHA call.
Then we get a, and I didn't get this character's name. The guy that's driving the Jeep, he's taking the shop owner out to the barn.
The bully.
Yeah, and why were you just randomly out at this old barn? You know?
And which that's interesting because then it leads me. You're led to believe. I think his name's Wesley. Like we find out, like the reason why these eggs haven't hatched is because they need like heat.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that barn never gets hot in the summer? I know we in Kansas, but and these eggs went from 2 crates. Let's just generously say 20.
I thought it was like 3 eggs at the end of the first
It
movie.
was 3 at the end of the first one. Okay, I'll give you that movie. But we never see critters reproduce.
Krites.
Krites.
We're
I mean,
You don't have your glasses on, so I mean,
I know. Look, whatever rating I give this movie, I would have given it 1 extra star if we could have seen like critters fucking, you know, and critter cum shots and critter bursts. Like we just
There
get to
you
see
go.
all of it.
There you
But
go.
it goes from like 20 to like hundreds.
yeah, I know. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm assuming they have fast reproductive.
I mean, at least
system.
Gremlins told you how there could be more.
Yeah.
Like this movie, it sort of obviously it skipped over it. But the big thing is these eggs have been dormant for 2 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming,
crazy.
and I'm probably wrong, but I'm assuming it anyways, that like once these eggs hatched, they immediately made more. Like that's the only explanation for how many critters are in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Or krites, I'm sorry, not critters, krites. How many krites are in this movie? Because like you said, it goes from being like 20 eggs or 3 crates or whatever to being hundreds of the little fuckers. And
Yeah.
weren't, and it's a continuity thing, but weren't the eggs in the first movie slimier?
It seemed like it, yeah.
Which I know after 2 years, like the slime would dry up and stuff. But I remember them sitting a different way than what we see them in this movie.
Yeah, they look different. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not as, they're like black, I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And you said the guy's name was Wesley. He shows him the eggs, and now they're going to negotiate on the price. He's like, yeah. He's like, what are they? He's like, well, they're whatever you tell people they are. They can be anything. And then he's like, well, I'll sell them to you.
That's right.
And he's like, I'm not going to pay you very much. Blah blah blah. And then he's like, well, I'll just take him up to the city
That's right.
and see what they do there. And he gets called on his bluff, and dude's like, well, take him then. And then he's just like, well, fuck. I'll let you have the eggs for a case of beer.
That's right. That's right.
And I can't, and I cannot remember what the name of the beer was. I knew it earlier. Oh man,
Let me do some quick research on them.
some quick research. We'll get the name of this beer for you. Meisterbrow? Is that it? It is Meisterbrow?
I think so. What type of beer was that? Man,
Josh,
it's not saying.
what was the name of the beer? Was it Meisterbrow?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so he tells them, after he gets called on his bluff about taking eggs to the city, he's like, well, you could save me all the trouble and just give me a case of Meisterbrow.
Yeah.
And then they end up making a deal. He ends up taking 2 cases and some Playboys.
Yep.
Throws them in the back of his Jeep. The Playboy blows off the back of the Jeep. And you're probably like, oh, what? It's just a
Even
magazine
better.
blowing off, who cares? But it actually comes into play later when the bounty hunters land on Earth.
Yep.
It is one of those like screenwriting things where you're like, okay, there's a little care given to this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they intentional use. I will say also, after the they do the exchange for the beer and stuff like that, when that old grandma comes in wanting eggs for the Easter egg hunt and stuff like that, man, she willing and dealing, man. She negotiating. Dude wanted $100 for that stuff. And she's like, I'll give you like $20 for the whole lot.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that she's like, is that the price you would give the church?
Yeah. Dude,
She
putting the
guilted
church
Guilted
card.
that man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's like grandma doesn't care. It's like, is that the price you would give to the church?
This movie is, anytime you had an 80s B movie and you had anybody who was even close to a scumbag, just kind of a repulsive, he's not the bad guy of the picture, but he's not a good guy. They always make him out to be so fucking gross. Always, without fail. This guy eats fucking dog food. Just
He does.
Yeah, I know.
He did.
I know. Well,
yeah.
And I just thought about this. This just came to me. But she's buying these things to use as Easter eggs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're paying $20 for these
It's
things.
so much cheaper just to go get fucking eggs.
Yeah, just buy some regular
I mean-
fucking eggs. It's 1988.
It is.
It's probably like $1 a dozen.
Hey, well, this is a
Meemaw-
small town. Maybe they ran out of eggs. Maybe they ran out.
Well, Meemaw don't fuck with eggs or meat.
No.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I got that in my notes too.
She vegan.
When Brad gets
she's all
off
about that bowel movement.
Brad gets off the bus, and he goes to his before he goes to his grandmother's. I'm just gonna put it out there real quick, I guess, so we can cover it. He gets dropped off right across from the town newspaper,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh my God, here's a story."
He's back. How do they remember him after 2 years? How do they even know who he is?
What? Well, because it's a small town. They
Yeah,
establish that with the conversation they have about the newspaper because they're laying out the stories. And she's like, "Well, where are we gonna put the 39-pound squash or whatever it was?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, we're gonna put it on page 4. We'll bury it somewhere." And he's like, "Wait a minute, I thought it was 29 pounds." And she's like, "No, it's 39." He's like, "Well,
He goes-
shit, we got to put it on the front page."
Yeah.
So that's how. That's how uneventful that town is.
I love that. I do love that, how they have that, just a little subtle joke about, the size of the town and
Yeah.
how a 39-pound squash gets front page. That gets front page. 29.
That's page 4
Bury
shit.
it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Buried on page
There's
4.
nothing going on. They buried
But-
their fucking squash.
But the newspaper editor though doesn't want to have anything to do with Brad or his story.
That's
He's
right.
like, he almost tore the town apart. His story about the critters. They
Yep.
call them critters. I mean, us in the
Dude.
know, in the loop, call them krites.
That's right.
Yeah, well, we're professionals.
Well,
You're
hold on.
goddamn right.
It's kind of funny though, because you would think though the director told him exactly how he wanted them to say it, so maybe it is critters.
No, it's krites. That is the scientific term for krites.
Oh, is it very scientific?
Yeah. I mean, that's what the rest of the galaxy knows them as. Like, how are we going to be so vain and presumptuous to assume that we can name them whatever the hell we want to name them?
That's true. That's true.
That's fucking ego.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris? And you check that shit at the door.
Hey, look, man.
Not on this
look.
podcast. Not on this
dude.
podcast.
No, look, critters, krites, it's kind of the same thing.
Racist.
Oh, that's racist.
That's all I'm gonna say. Racist.
Oh man, racist.
No, but I do love Wesley drinking this beer. Cause Bone, did it remind you of anything?
No, I guess not.
It was beer. The label,
Oh,
just beer.
just beer. That's right. I forgot. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Repo Man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he had promised him a certain kind at first, and then there was some
Meisterbrow.
other kind. Yeah, some other kind. But he had one. It's like some high end brand. And he's like, oh, this is all I got, and he's like, that's what you're gonna be getting.
Yeah, he didn't have any Monster Bro
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
that's the reason why
Yeah,
He got
That's the reason why he
generic
took it.
beer.
he got the
Beer.
Walmart Great Value brand. That's what you're getting right there.
What do you think beer this tastes
Yeah.
like, Bone?
Just that beer,
Yeah. If you had to equate it to a certain beer.
Steel Reserve. I don't know. I've never had Steel Reserve. I just know Aaron drinks that shit.
It's got to
No.
be like,
Milwaukee's best, right?
yeah, it's got to be the Beast. It's got to be the Beast. You're right. Yeah.
Now the real question is, red or blue?
Oh, red.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Red,
too.
red all the way. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, boy, that's a
Oh, God. No. Yeah.
that's a college beer right there.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
We used to drink a lot of Natural Light in college, but this girl that was dating a buddy of mine liked Milwaukee's Best. And so sometimes we had to buy that shit, man, and we'd just be drinking fucking case of Milwaukee's Best.
Man,
See, I'll still drink Natty.
Yeah,
I can't fucking touch the Beast, man. Can't do
was that type of beer inexpensive back then? Very inexpensive.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
all that shit. Yeah.
yeah. Natural Light, Milwaukee's Best, Steel Reserve. It's not a beer, but I mean it was cheap. People drank it. Mad Dog 2020.
Hail Boone's Farm if you're feeling fancy.
I do want to say, Rebel Bread, one of our viewers on Twitch, said we drank Coors by the case in my dorm.
Well, we didn't have Coors money. Okay?
No, we had maybe Keystone Light,
Yeah.
maybe Keystone.
True story. The reason I'd started working when I was in college was so I could have money to buy better beer.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my god, dude.
So
Man.
beer.
And what beer did you graduate to?
I think we still just drink Natural Light.
Yeah, you got to save that money, man.
Hey, look. Gotta save it for more important stuff. It makes sense. Hey, you've been smart about his money.
How could you get in those clubs in Meridian if you spend all your money on Miller Lite?
Right?
Oh my god.
Oh man. It was beer though.
What was that club in Meridian called? That East Central went to?
I don't know.
Eight Balls?
I don't remember.
I don't either. Okay.
I was just gonna say though, beer, the cause and solution to all of life's problems.
You got one in. And I acknowledged it. And Daniel had a good point. He's like, fucking stop acknowledging it. And here I am.
Acknowledge.
Apologies, Daniel. So Charlie,
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to it, but I just want to say I just saw this. The reason apparently that some people had Coors money is I didn't realize they were seniors buying it for freshmen and sophomores.
Oh.
We were freshmen.
oh yeah.
People to buy it for us, and yeah. But yeah, Charlie.
So he goes. I'm a little confused, and maybe y'all can help me out. Like, is this Charlie's old house where this daycare that his grandmother, his nana, set up?
Nah,
That's
like,
Brad.
It can't
That's
be
Brad's
that.
house. That's
I mean, Brad's house.
Yeah, that is. That is.
But I tell you what, the
That's their old house. They were converted. it to
Megan
a
and her family, they're living in a house that looks fucking exactly like the old
Yeah.
fucking brown
The day-
house.
The daycare is supposed to be what the house was. It looks smaller. It's nothing like it.
These are
but
HUD
it's-
homes. All right?
Hey, look. That's what they said. That's his own house apparently because they converted to a daycare since he hadn't came back.
Fucking
And so,
bone dunking on HUD homes.
man,
You just pop them up and they all look the same.
hey, man, hey, you gotta do what you gotta
But-
do with houses.
But Brad goes upstairs, right?
Yeah.
I don't. And look, understand going back home. I mean, he's still in fucking Kansas, or he's in Kansas City. That's never established, but
They say he's a city boy now.
he's a city boy. Let's assume it's Kansas City, Missouri. But he goes back to home to Kansas, to Grover Bend or wherever this fictional
Yeah,
town is
Grover
called. No,
Bend.
it's not fictional. It's not fictional.
It is really.
He goes back for Easter.
Yeah.
What? Like I get Thanksgiving, Christmas, the summer.
Yeah.
I get fucking Flag Day. Why would you go back for Easter?
Hey man.
Anyway, he goes back.
His eggs.
And this scene sort of reminds me of what we'll discuss maybe later this year, Bone. But he goes upstairs and he looks through his chest that
Yeah.
he didn't take with him, and he still has he left the communicator, like the coolest thing you'll ever own, Brad. You don't take with
Yeah,
you.
something you got
It was-
from a fucking alien.
An alien. He leaves it behind, but then he finds a picture of him and Charlie that was taken at the exact moment that they shot the fucking slingshot at his sister in the last movie.
Yep. Chris brought that up while we were watching it, and then when I
Yeah.
rewatched it to take my notes, I'd made a point of it too. Let me see if I can see this. I don't know, but anyways, yeah. Who took the fucking picture?
Yeah, that's what I was exactly saying. Like, no one was there. There's no cameraman. There's no There's no nothing, dude. Like, how'd they get that type of picture?
And again, if Charlie meant that much to you,
Yeah,
you don't want to take it with you.
exactly.
But it reminds me of like Halloween 4, which again we'll eventually get to. It's like Jamie's going through her old pictures and she sees a picture of Lori,
Yeah.
and it's like a still shot from 1978, like
Yeah.
photographic still for the movie Halloween. It's like, come on, man, what are we doing?
You know, it would. It's such a minuscule thing, but it just tickles me, I guess. They should have called Brad out about his fucking lying in that first movie. If somebody took a fucking picture of Charlie and him, and Charlie's got the slingshot in his hand, you knew who fucking shot his sister in the ass because y'all took a photo of it.
Yeah, but he's covering for Charlie. He's being a nice guy. So he didn't get fired.
Yeah,
Dude, I will say also, I just looked it up. Apparently, he did come back for Easter, but he came back for Easter to spend time with his grandma for Easter.
Yeah.
So he said he's being a nice guy about it. He didn't just come back for Easter by itself, though. But
I don't know, Easter's just so random, and I know why
It
they put
is.
it in here, obviously,
Yeah.
because the big joke of this movie is these critter eggs
yeah,
are Easter
Krites.
eggs. Krites.
that's for Kreitz. That's right.
Maybe it's crite.
That's
No,
it.
It's Christ.
Maybe it's French.
Nope.
Crite.
Lee says it multiple times. Kill Kreitz.
Man, well, Lee is not the only character. in the
Lee's
movie.
dead.
Yeah,
Fuck Lee. Lee's
Yeah,
dead.
that's right. That's right.
Crites. I like that.
Critace.
We used it,
It's
unfortunately.
like Renata. It's a soft cheese.
It is. I know, it is. It's not Grenada. Fucking these Mississippi references that
Nobody
one
gets.
person will get.
Yeah.
Maybe
Mitchell.
one. Mitchell, yeah. Mitchell might be listening to this in Renata.
It's true. We get introduced to the other main character though in the movie also, Megan.
Yeah.
Megan Morgan.
Yeah, who apparently is a senior in high school and has a job at the local paper.
She's a reporter.
And
She's Lois. No, she's Jimmy Olsen with tits.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I know it's getting ahead of things, but I'm just gonna put it out there, man. Brad's living a dream, right?
He is.
He's 15 years old. What is that gonna make him, a sophomore?
Something like that, yeah.
Hooking up
Freshman. Yeah.
Hooking up with a senior?
Yeah, not bad.
Look at him go. Kudos to you, Brad.
But Brad's got cojones though in this movie, standing up to Wesley at the
Well,
Burger Barn.
He had him in the first movie though. We had established that too. Like he was always willing to put himself in harm's way for the safety of others. And yeah, like you said, he stands up to him and doesn't do him much good. He's thrown out the fucking is the hungry heifer.
That's it, the hungry heifer. Yes.
Because I think he stops by there on his way to his grandmother's because he's eating a burger when he comes up and we skipped over this and we talked about her being a vegetarian, but she's like, it's snack time at this daycare.
Oh yeah.
And she pulls out, I guess, a bunch of celery or something. And they're like, the kids are like, you don't have any Clark bars?
Yeah.
And Brad.
And obviously you see the kids eat they're eating the fucking, the glue just so they don't have to eat this fucking celery.
But apparently, Brad feels guilty about eating the burger, so he like stuffs the wrapper in his back pocket, and his grandmother's like, "You've been eating red meat."
Yeah.
And then she goes on this thing about intestines.
Oh yeah.
And the length of them.
Yeah.
I felt like she was talking to me, honestly. It's like, she could have been talking to me.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Eating red meat.
Yeah. Like, I felt personally attacked.
Brad and Megan end up meeting, though. And Brad's denying the Krite story at this point. I guess because it's made his family have to move and leave.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they would be doing in the city because, I mean...
They were farmers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, so, I mean, you had to up and move and get a job. I mean, I kind of wish I knew what happened to his family. You know,
It is
a throwaway line or something.
It is funny. I can only imagine D. Wallace getting a phone call in 1987, being like, "Hey, you want to come back from Recruiter Stew?" And she immediately hangs up. Fuck you.
Anyways, yeah, Brad's denying the Krite story. The eggs. Then it cuts back to the antique store, junk store, whatever you want to fucking call it. Whatever this dude's got. This dude, for some reason, put a fucking heater beside these eggs.
He did.
Yeah.
And I know he didn't know they were eggs, but you're not supposed to put those heaters next to anything because they catch shit on fire.
Yeah.
And he's gonna buy some fucking hay.
This guy's half drunk throughout his entire experience in this movie.
Yeah, Win Quigley is his name. Win Quigley.
And his character's funny. Obviously, he's like the disgusting shitbag.
Yeah, grumpy old man.
And he's kind of dressed shabbily, but on his death day, he puts on a pretty nice, like, little...
yeah, he does.
Little suit.
I think he was going to church, wasn't he?
He's got to be, right?
Yeah, he has
All
to be,
25 people in this town were going to church.
Yeah. Oh, I think he came back from church, I think, maybe. Yeah, he did. He came back from church, and he walked into his barn, and then that's when all that stuff happened.
So then he died after the sheriff died, then, right?
No, he died before. That's when the critters get out. He finds his dog.
Yeah.
Oh, so he must have not stayed for service then.
No, I don't think he probably left early. He probably came back to the barn. Yeah, and
he comes back and he got the fucking heater by the eggs. He sees his dog. The dog's dead. Mm-hmm. And then they fucking kill him. Yeah, well, he climbs up on the climbs up on a stool.
That's right.
And this is one of your little bit of gore that you get. They bite off his fucking toes.
Yeah.
And this was the first death, and I was like, oh, okay. But that's about all you get. Like you said, like, you're going to get, like, skeletons. But that's...
Yeah. You get the sheriff death also.
When he's in a bunny outfit.
Yeah. This sheriff... And let's talk about that. Yeah, so they're at church, and they're fucking, hiding these eggs and everything, and they're getting ready for the Easter egg hunt. And they got all these big-ass fucking dinosaur-looking eggs or whatever that they've painted purple.
Yeah.
And the sheriff shows up, and he is just fucking angry as hell
Yeah.
about having to wear this Easter Bunny costume for the kids.
Yeah.
That you volunteered for, playa.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't volunteer for it. No, what happened was that the little grandma lady, Brad's grandma, said, "Oh, Har's been doing it for 20 years, and now he's retired, so you have to do it." He's like, "Really? Really? I don't want to do this stuff."
I couldn't see Emmett Walsh getting in that bunny suit.
Hey, that's what she said. And the
like
guy's like, "Fine."
I like how she said retired also, because you find out later on, because Harv, is turned into a cantankerous old man, or
Yes.
a younger man than what he was in the first movie.
Definitely.
It's Barry Corbin, the great Barry Corbin.
Yeah.
But he points it out. He's like, this town turned his back on me. They voted me out in a landslide.
Landslide, yeah.
He said this town can kick my ass.
Yeah.
He should have moved with the fucking Browns to Kansas City.
No shit.
He should, yeah.
Instead of staying in that little fucking RV that he's got, or trailer, because it's not very big. He's got one of them little small ones.
Which I thought was hooked up to his car. We
I
later
did-
find out
It is,
it's
it
not
is.
hooked up.
It's not?
No,
No, because he drives off.
because he's like when they go out there to talk to him, and I guess it doesn't matter. We can just talk about the movie. We don't have to like go through it in order. We can just fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
They end up going out to see Harv because Megan tells Charlie, and this is after the sheriff dies. And I guess we should talk about the sheriff's death first. The sheriff gets into the fucking bunny costume.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Can't manage to zip it up properly, and he has a couple Krites pounce into the suit with him,
Yeah.
and they fucking kill him.
Yeah.
And in his dying moments, this dude throws himself through the window of the church so the entire town can see him die and traumatize everybody.
I think he was going to take a piss and he couldn't. He got it finally to open a little bit, but then that's when the critters were able to get.
He was going to take a piss out there where the eggs were at?
Yeah. He had to take a piss.
That dude was like, fuck them kids. Somebody's about to get a urine egg.
Yeah, he had to take a piss, and that's why he's trying to do that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the scene that stuck with me when I was younger. Was the Cretace jumping in a suit,
Oh yeah.
and
Dude.
because like you think they're going after the crotchal region, but apparently like it's just all over his body.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they had that scene in there just because like when they're writing the screenplay, they would be like, oh, this would be funny, because there's no other reason really for this scene to be there other than like, oh, it'd be funny if like the critters got into an Easter bunny
outfit.
suit specifically.
Christ.
Yeah.
Cretace. In my memory, there were kids around though. I thought like it had happened around like people.
No, he was
I-
by himself.
I thought so too. Now, when I was watching it again, I was sitting there looking at the crowd in the church to see if there was any kids. And Brad was probably the youngest person there.
Yeah, the kids were all in like the other room where they were doing the
The artwork and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's
Because
okay,
you have this
though.
one. Go ahead.
The kids don't get out of having to witness deaths. Also, they see a guy die later on, so they get their fair share of trauma. Also,
Oh yeah, innocence is lost throughout this movie because they have this one. We did skip over like the one little girl that we follow.
we did, yeah. When she got her fucking carrot bunny.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. She's so lucky, by the way. She's like the luckiest character in this whole movie, man. She's like leaning over her bed with her arm, and the kite almost gets her. Then she does it again, and then her dad walks in. Motherfucker
just
steps
steps
on
on
it.
it.
She's having like the worst night of sleep possible.
Yeah, she is.
She's
Yeah.
tossing and turning. She's coughing. Like all of a sudden,
Yeah.
she's like, I don't know if she's sick or
Dude.
something, but she's just having a horrible night of sleep.
Yeah.
And she put that fucking bunny on the ground
Oh, yeah, dude.
by the vents, and she had says, and it was, you think of it as like maybe a throwaway line at first when she says it, but the dad's like, hey, you want me to put you under the covers? She's like, nah, it's too hot in here. And then they stress the heat by showing the fucking bunny melt, which
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like that room looks so hot, dude. There's no air conditioning, there's no fan, there's no nothing, dude.
and they were right by a central. The bunny is placed on the ground right by a central air vent.
Yeah.
But that cried egg hatches, And like y'all were saying, the dad comes in and just fucking steps on it, and he thinks he stepped on some Easter candy. And you see that
Yeah.
this is like
Yeah.
all green and gooey, which once again I think was done so you didn't get hit with an R rating.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think if that's red, as much as we see Kreitz die in this movie,
yeah,
I feel like it would have gotten an R rating
Oh, yeah.
if that blood would have been red.
yeah, it relates to humans too much.
And I don't know. Maybe I should let this shit go in these movies. But it's hard for me not to like see this scene. The dad steps on the critter, and it
Right.
squishes completely, and then like the green goo goes everywhere, and it's just like, let's just leave it here.
Yeah.
I'll get
Oh,
this
yeah.
later. Like,
Oh,
just
Well,
what is we doing? Like,
he
why
thinks
are you
it's
not
candy.
cleaning that up? And now because you stepped on it, now you're tracking it everywhere, you son of a bitch.
That's a valid point, Josh.
Was it carpet or was it hardwood? I think it's carpet, wasn't it? I think it's
I
carpet.
thought it was.
I thought it was.
I don't know.
No. It wasn't carpet because she puts that bunny
was it?
directly down like a wooden floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So the sheriff dies. But, you know, he pulled, and I don't know if, well, we're gonna pause for just a second. We're paused on the recording, yeah, because
Okay.
this next thing I want to say, I need Josh for too.
Okay.
He'll remember it. But anyways, out there in Twitch land, let's see what's up here. I got a lot of engagement from Rebel Bread. He has said a lot of
We do.
things.
We do.
And we appreciate you watching, sir. I don't know if you're still watching. You may be asleep now. I mean, you have to go to work tomorrow.
Take me a quick bite of this chip real quick while I pause. Sponsored by Doritos.
Oh, wait, I got pizza. That's right.
Oh, dang. We're always back. We paused the recording until he came back because Bill wanted you to be here for what he says next.
Okay. What you got there, Chris?
What?
That bag. Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Good. They're good.
They are so hard to find here.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a couple bags. I got you.
Man, hey, if you could send me a care package, Chris, that'd be the
How much-
sweetest goddamn thing.
How much is the ship to Sweden though, man? How much is this international shipping charge?
$150 or some shit.
100
No, it's not that bad.
bucks?
It's not that bad. It's based
Nah.
on weight.
Dude, these
It'd
weigh
be
like a pound though.
It'll be $75 to send that bag of chips to Josh.
It would not.
This one bag?
That bag that you've been eating out of, it's that.
Oh yes, I'll send you this exact bag, dude.
I have a buddy who just had a baby, and I sent him like some like onesies, some of Isla's old stuff, and it was like, honestly, it was like $10 to send it. Now I mean it's onesies, that's clothes, but wasn't that bad. And he got it fairly quickly. Go ahead, you can go back.
Oh, is that Drew?
Yeah,
I saw his Instagram post or something where he had a baby sitting on his chest.
yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right.
All right, we're back. Josh, Chris, I know Josh is going to remember this. Chris, you should. You claim to be a wrestling fan,
Okay.
but let's be honest with ourselves. The fucking sheriff pulled a Marty Jannetty. He threw himself through that window to
Yep.
get away from what was
Yep.
happening.
Yep.
I mean,
Shawn-
everybody
Shawn
wanted to blame Shawn Michaels and say that
Yeah.
he had attacked Marty Jannetty and threw him through the window, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Marty Jannetty
Nope.
was a coward who jumped through it on his own trying to get away. The sheriff was a coward. He jumped through the window trying to get away.
Yep.
You talking about when he takes off?
Now I'm talking about when he comes flying through the window.
It's church.
Oh yeah. You can't blame the critters on that. That
Kreitz.
Oh, do the thing, Josh. Do the thing. Come on. Let's see him on top of your
Critiques?
head.
Critiques.
Oh,
Yeah,
pushing
there
him up
you
your
go.
nose.
There you go.
Critiques.
Yeah, there you go. No, yeah, but it's no, he did that for a dramatic effect, man. He didn't have to do that, man. He was already dying, dude. Like maybe he did it out of sheer panic, because he was dying. But I don't know.
it made
Man
for a
was
pretty
running
good
great.
shot. Pretty
Yeah,
good
I
stunt gag. It is funny though. Like, I don't know. Maybe I know you're not on fire, but maybe stop, drop, and roll something to squish them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like jumping through a church stained glass window might not have been my first choice, but yeah,
Aren't stained glass windows a little thicker than normal windows?
they got to be right
I thought they were.
because it's like double paned. I thought.
Oh man, what they should have shown was him trying to jump through that window and just bouncing off the fucking window and falling back down into the grass.
Like Shane McMahon.
When Kurt Angle tried to throw him through the. Oh,
Fuck it, let's do it again.
I know you just landed on your head and possibly broke your neck, but the show must go on.
I just wanted to match your wrestling reference with mine.
Megan believes in the Kreitz now.
She's a believer.
Yeah, and
She's a
Charlie's still trying to kind of deny it, but she's like, no, this is what he's like. Maybe it was that farm accident, like they said.
Man.
She's like, come on, Brad, don't be a fucking dumbass.
But apparently Nana knows all about this shit. Mm-hmm. Like they disclosed this information to Nana and then hauled ass to Kansas City. I mean, you didn't think Nana was going to get like a little bit of town gruff?
And this fucking town, they hate Brad. They make that clear later on in the movie.
They do. They despise the dude. They want to murder him, basically.
Do you think if Brad wasn't a ginger, he would have taken as much flack?
Probably not.
No. Definitely
Yeah.
not. If he had been a girl or if he had been, like, white without the gingerness, then yes.
Yeah, I think there was some ginger biasness in this.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So the bounty hunters, they
Yes.
land, they finally
Yes.
make it, and they're sitting there. They're on the road, and he's like, transform," and he looks at Charlie, and he's about to take Charlie's form again, and Charlie's like, "No,
Yeah.
no, no, not me," and he picks up the Playboy and he pulls out
Yep.
the centerfold.
Yeah.
Or shows it to him.
When he finds the Playboy, he tells Ugg and Lee, holds it up, and he tells them straight up, "This is American culture, fellas. This is American culture."
And it's not
You know.
just that. He makes the lame joke.
That the articles are pretty good.
Yeah, that everybody does. And it's like, oh yeah, the articles. Like, we know why you get Playboy. Don't pretend. I mean, there's good articles, sure, but you're getting excited.
Well, later in the movie, Charlie's keeping the fucking Playboy. He has it just in his back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
These spacesuits have back pockets.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you never know. You gotta put something in your back pocket.
They upgraded the clothing.
How cheap is their fucking clothing though? Because when he changes into the to the Playmate, all the clothing that he's wearing rips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
very easily.
And she's butt ass naked except for
Have like a little
conveniently
thong.
placed like belt thong thing.
Yeah.
Well, her pants became like what do you call that? God damn, I've lost it. Chaps.
Oh, yeah.
Conveniently, her pants became chaps, and she's wearing the thong,
Yeah.
and she just walks into town. And my thought was like, "Oh, is she in this movie just going to be butt ass naked?" But when we see him
Yeah.
again, like
Charlie
she's-
picks up the clothes and he's like, "You may need these."
Yeah.
but they're ripped.
I know.
I mean,
Give her
maybe
some
we
coverage,
shouldn't be
I guess.
looking into Critters 2 this hard. Honestly, I mean that's our fault.
Hey, look,
You
man,
fucked up.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. When I saw that deal, I was like, this is a good movie right here.
Yeah.
I just want to say this actress who played the Playmate, she died in '93
Oh, really?
in a car accident. Yeah.
And
So-
no more titties on screen anymore from her. R.I.P.
So raise one up for her.
Dude, let's talk about the quills on the Kreitz.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we saw them in the first movie.
Yeah, these did a lot.
But in this movie, these things are apparently puncturing metal.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
these things are super solid. Because
Yeah.
they shoot him at the truck with Brad and Megan, and they just stick right into the fucking door.
They do.
And outside of this, and when Megan's father gets hit, they're not really utilized at all. Not like the first
really.
one.
Nope.
Not really.
No, that's
Hey,
oh, go ahead.
And
I'm sorry.
the father's still sort of a weight too. I mean, like it's
They had
kind of
to carry
interesting.
him though.
Yeah, they had to carry him, but like he's not like knocked unconscious for hours on end and stuff like that after the fact. He's like wide awake after these pull it out and he's like, okay, here you go.
But like, think about the fact that they puncture metal.
Yeah.
That thing should have shot clean through that dude's neck,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like fucking his jugular or something, you know? Yeah.
or just I mean, not even necessarily that, but just it should have just went through it, or
Yeah.
like embedded itself in there deeper. Because
Yeah.
you're telling me that these things can puncture metal, then human skin, flesh, should be
Yeah.
little to no obstacle for them.
Honestly, yeah.
I think we're asking too many hard questions on this movie.
Oh, that Billy's got
Really
something to
do.
say.
No, no. I was thinking about when Josh was talking about the grandma because she knows about the critters or the krites because Brad's
Yeah.
like the krites are back and she's like no shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, because when they're in the household and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Which by the way, when they're starting to attack the house, whatever the daycare, he goes upstairs to try to find the the remote or whatever, the telecommunications device, whatever. And then the grandma just thinks it's a TV remote. Why does she think it's a TV remote? You've been using it for like a day now. You can obviously see it's not a fucking remote.
It's one of these jokes that just there's a few in here that just don't really stick the landing, you know.
Yeah.
For 2 years though, I mean I can see like what Chris is getting at too. You've had this thing for 2 years and you thought it was a TV remote. It's amazing that she didn't actually accidentally call in the bounty hunters.
Well, no, she didn't have the remote. Like she went up in she's rifling through Charlie's things because it was clearly in his chest
Yeah.
with the picture. I mean, she's had this TV forever.
By the way,
She should
If
know
she
what
has-
the remote looks like.
if she has the remote, how the hell does she not inadvertently press the button to summon the bounty hunters when she's trying to use it to turn the TV on? Because all it is, you just press one button and they're there, basically. Like, she just never happened to press it at all one time by chance at all. No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
This grandmother doesn't strike me as someone who watches a lot of TV.
Yeah, I guess so.
I got an update, guys.
Okay.
Stained glass is around twice as thick as normal glass, 5 millimeters to 3 millimeters. It's five versus 3. And that was Gray coming in with that knowledge for us. So thank you, sir.
Thank
Well-
you.
What was that regarding? Oh, for the church scene?
Yeah, when we were talking about the thickness of the glass.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, see, he should have bounced off. That'd have been better.
Yeah, it's just-
That would have been funnier.
that would have been great.
That would
Like, what's
have,
going on?
yeah.
Oh, that's great. They would have been like, "What's going on?" Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyways, Brad gets the communication device, calls in the bounty hunters. They immediately fucking are there and blow a hole in the
Right
house.
through the thing. Yeah.
And Brad and Charlie, he's like, these are the bounty hunters. These guys are great. And he runs into Charlie. And Charlie tells him, he's like, yeah, I've been in space. I'm a bounty hunter. And he's like, yeah, right. Are you still? And he gives him the drinking sign.
Yeah.
Like, this is Brad's supposed to be friends with Charlie, but apparently doesn't believe he can change and thought he was always going to be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Charlie doesn't believe people can change. That's the message of this movie.
Come on, Brad.
Brad, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brad is just, dude. I was almost about to actually. You know what? Besides the one scene with the communications device, with him summoning them with that, the bounty hunters, does Brad really need to be in this movie at all? Like, what's his purpose?
Well, he saves the girl.
Okay, but screw the girl. Like, they would have killed the Kreitz regardless, right? Like the bounty hunters would have already been there. They would have eventually located the town. Now the town may have been ransacked by the time they got there, but they eventually would have killed him, regardless. So, what's the point of Brad besides saving this town that he eventually ends up leaving again, anyways?
Well, it sort of links the first movie, I guess. I guess that's the only reason.
Man,
And maybe, I
Brad
guess,
is a-
and maybe,
Man,
what's
I
his
don't know.
name? The actor?
Who?
Scott
Oh,
something.
Scott Grimes. Yeah.
Scott Grimes' quote wasn't that expensive. Again, they called Dee Wallace, and she hung up on him.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that at all. Yeah,
They,
but I
they
just,
probably asked themselves, how can we revive Billy Zane?
oh man,
And they just could not find a way to where he survived.
One of two deaths in that first movie.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, Brad just doesn't have like he has a role in this movie, but again, besides saving the girl as you mentioned, and getting events happening sooner, he has no purpose.
It would have made more sense for him to come back to the town to warn them.
Yeah,
For him to somehow find out.
they're
like,
still
he's-
there. Yeah,
Yeah. And he's like Paul Revere running through town in a
Yeah.
way.
Well, I think they wanted to have him as this
Recurring
hated
thing?
person
Oh,
into town, and like when
Yeah.
he comes back, people are like, what are you doing here? And you see it later on when they hold up in the
it's-
church. They're
It is never more evident than that.
they're like, well, we didn't have
Oh,
this
yeah.
problem until they attacked your house the first time, and and it didn't come back until you came back.
dude,
Oh,
go ahead.
well, I was going to say, like, even the sheriff,
Oh,
who
yeah.
knows that Brad is telling the truth, is fucking punking Brad out in the church. He's like, y'all ganging up on this little piece of shit? This little ginger fuck who can't defend himself?
Dude, and doesn't say I love Harv. I'm glad they recasted him to the new guy, the one you mentioned earlier. What's his name again?
Barry Corbin's is
yeah,
his name, yeah.
Dude, he is so good and so funny in this movie. It's like you guys are a bunch of pussies, dude, in that church. He doesn't care, dude. It's so funny. Oh my god, he's so great.
We've talked about it a little bit, just briefly, but
Mm-hmm.
I am curious as to how close the movie had to be to get an R rating.
Oh, it had to be pretty close.
Because I feel like there's some, enough language and enough
Gore, titties.
gore, and,
yeah.
all
It
added
toes that
together.
line, yeah.
So I'm curious about that. But yeah,
It makes you wonder if they had to cut stuff out to get the PG-13 rating.
yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure they
Yeah.
had to in some way.
We get the hungry heifer scene though. The after the bounty hunter saved Charlie and Megan and Nana, they roll into town and they go to the hungry heifer because the people have already exited the hungry heifer
Yeah.
and they're in there, and like you said, they go in there, and I guess like you said, with the guns being maybe toned down some or have controllable levels.
Yeah.
Because they don't destroy the hungry heifer the same way they destroyed Brad's house.
No, they don't, and they have like pinpoint accuracy, dude.
Mhm.
Even to a point, and me and you kind of laughed at this when we were watching it, Billy, where they shot off one of the Krite's like hair, and the Krite's like bitching, and that was hilarious, by the way. That was very funny. But no, they were just they were pinpoint accurate, dude. It's crazy.
Grossest scene in the movie.
What?
Absolutely disgusting.
What?
Movies that do this always just grosses me out when people eat sloppily, and you just have like this almost like this pig trough of food, and people. I mean, these critters eating,
Oh yeah.
and all the ketchup going everywhere. Like I don't know that shit just grosses me out.
I'll say this one, and I think I said it in the last episode, but this particular scene at the Hungry Heifer before they get all blown to smithereens
Yeah.
comes across as being very Gremlins influenced. Cause
Definitely.
It's
yeah.
the Krites being playful again.
Yeah.
And being like uh-oh and shit like that, and you had like the one that fucking got knocked onto the griddle and was getting cooked, and just the whole thing just
The
like I said,
boiling water.
Yep.
Yeah.
Felt very Gremlinsy to me.
I did like it though because it really I liked special effects and stuff like that when they got knocked into the grease and stuff like that. I just thought it was pretty cool though. I did like it.
What? Again, I mean, this is on us for asking too much out of a movie called Critters 2. This falls on us, but
Yeah, the main course.
the main course, yeah. Yeah, the main course is, why aren't these critters using their needles
Yeah.
Yeah,
at
I don't
all
know
in
what-
this scene?
They should have used it more, honestly.
I mean, if they just, like, all of them just shot at the same time,
Yeah,
like, you would have taken care of these bounty hunters?
yeah.
They were pretty dumb there, but they show a level of intelligence later on when they set the trap for Lee.
Yeah.
They straight up
Oh, they
ambushed
ambushed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I always wondered this. Do these bounty hunters have a certain sex? Are they male or female? Like, never said. I don't think they do, really.
I'm assuming they were genderless.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
think
thinking.
genderless, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because, like, it doesn't really say, like, ever, which is interesting.
So this movie's progressive.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess so.
After the hungry heifer attack, everybody ends up holding up in the church. You know, like, people are believing in fucking Christ now.
Mm-hmm.
They have no choice because little bastards are rolling down the road and stuff.
Did you say Christ?
I said Christ.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you got Christ rolling down the road and shit.
They're praying to Christ to stop the Christ.
There you go.
You see and this just, I don't know, caught my eye for some reason, but everybody holds up in the church and you got people standing watch and you got like some people outside with some torches and shit.
Yeah.
Why'd they set these fucking barrels on fire? And who set the car on fire?
Oh, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what the purpose or idea was. Maybe so they could have light. Because they didn't ever knock out electricity, the Christ, did they? The electricity's still running.
They knocked out the phones.
They
The
did knock
phones,
out the
but-
phones, yeah.
Yeah, but the electricity is still running fine. Like, they didn't need to light everything on fire.
I don't know. I just want to know how Grover's Bend went from being this little small town
Yeah.
to looking like fucking inner city Chicago or something where you got barrels on fire and cars on fire and
Dude, I don't know. The movie had a lot of good moments, but it also had a lot of moments that were kind of like interesting, you know. Like that, you could have changed it up just a little bit, you know.
Well, the geography of this town makes no goddamn sense.
It doesn't.
I have no idea, like, how this town is set up. Because, like,
Yeah.
you could stand anywhere at any point in this town and see everything that this town has. Like, from the
Oh,
church,
yeah.
you could see the fucking factory where they do the burgers for the hungry heifer, you know, and I don't know. It was very confusing. Like, they're walking through the
Yeah.
woods later.
You can see the market. You can see everything.
Yeah.
which doesn't. You said this is a real town, right, Chris?
Yeah.
They
Well,
thank
Josh
them at
said
the end of
too.
the movie.
Yeah, they do.
That's right. The hungry heifer though, that had to be like something that was just that, not the hungry heifer restaurant. I know that was added in for the movie or whatever, but I'm talking about the hungry heifer plant, because this little small ass town has a hungry heifer like production plant or whatever, like
Yeah.
right beside it. It seems like they would.
How much fucking inventory are they moving? I mean, going through to where you.
Do you have to
'Cause
have
there's
the
a
fucking
lot
plant
of food.
right? Yeah, you have to have the plant right beside you.
Yeah.
Because you think that something like that would be closer to the bigger city, so it could, have access to like a larger workforce, blah blah blah, whatever. Just because that's how things are done, you don't put those types of places in little small towns. That'd be like putting something in fucking Walnut Grove. It'd be like the children's prison they put in Walnut Grove that eventually got shut down.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, I mean, that's on us, though. We're asking
Yeah.
for logic for the main
Expect-
course.
You're expecting too much out of it.
the town's, like I said, they got people like out watching, protecting the church, but you got Ugg and Lee, and I think Charlie also. They're out hunting krites.
Mm-hmm.
And Lee ends up going into like an alley.
Yeah.
And sees a krite.
Well, before that, Lee's trying to change again, and you're wondering what he's changing
Oh,
into.
yeah.
And Charlie's freaking out.
Yeah.
And it turns out that there's a Nightmare on Elm Street stand that's outside. Like, just outside.
No, I thought it was inside behind like a glass, and that character was looking at it. I think it was behind a glass, like a promotional film thing. You know, I think that's what they were looking at. I don't think it was just outside. I don't think, at least.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was behind a piece of glass. And then, because at first, as you mentioned, Charlie sees Lee trying to transform, and he's like, what are you transforming to? Then he looks behind, he's like, oh shit. And because that would, dude, and Matt, dude, this movie would have been over in 2 seconds if you had Freddy Krueger in it. 2 seconds. Because Freddy Krueger would have just destroyed all the krites within like a minute, dude.
How?
Well, I don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm just assuming that.
I mean, if we're gonna have this conversation, then
Yeah.
you gotta be able to tell us how, because Freddy works in dreams. So unless the krites are asleep, they can overwhelm Freddy. If Freddy's in the real world,
he's got those claws and like Wolverine. Well, there you go.
Hang on. I guess I need to do this.
probably so.
It wouldn't have been Freddy Krueger. It'd still been Lee, just looking like Freddy Krueger.
Well, I'm just talking about. Well, Chris was just talking about like if Freddy was in the movie. That was what I was answering. I don't understand what you're saying about it. It's still Lee.
Well,
but
I think Bone can agree with me here. If it was Freddy battling critters, better movie than Freddy's Dead.
krites. Oh yeah. Well, it doesn't take much to be a better movie than Freddy's Dead. You just
Minimum effort.
Roll credits.
Yeah.
It could be a movie that's 90 minutes long, and I just look at a black screen, and then credits roll, and it'd probably still be better.
By the way, once just going back to the movie for a second here, regardless of if Freddy was in the movie or not, whatever, I get you on that. But I love how once Lee dies from the ambush from the krites, and then you have Ugg who finds Lee dead. Dude goes useless for fucking half the fucking movie.
He doesn't just find Lee dead, though. He finds Lee's arm.
Yeah, just the arm. Yeah.
That's all he fucking finds is the arm.
Yeah, and then he lets out like a fucking mating call, a white cry or something like that, and then he just goes useless for half the movie. Like he doesn't do anything.
This is the scene I remember because as a child, I even then I enjoyed seeing Tim Curry in this perm, and I mean it gave me something to look at. And when he goes back to like his boring ass face, I don't even. I mean his clay face.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, that's disappointing. But he freaks the fuck out. He is distraught.
Well,
yeah, he is.
How many of these? He could be a part of it. He could be a part of like an endangered species. I mean, how many of these faceless people are there?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's only a couple hundred left, every time one of them kicks the bucket, it's a big deal.
Less than, I would assume.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, if it's like their birthright to become bounty hunters. Like, what else are you going to do with this?
Pretty much,
this body, that face.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, you ain't wrong.
Hunt aliens. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ugg does become useless for a little bit. But I think they're trying to sell to you the relationship that Ugg and Lee had and how much they meant to each other, to where his friend and partner, you have to assume of many years, is now dead.
Yeah,
maybe thousands. We don't know their lifespan. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So they could have been together for a long time, like a super long time, and just and now that person that he's had there with him that he could rely on is gone.
I wish they would have.
And we feel that. More. We feel that.
More. I mean, we don't really feel it though.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Joking. He just screams and turns. I was just saying, like, if you break it down, this might be one of the saddest scenes in cinema history.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%,
You know.
dude. With the worst scene or the most saddest scene I've ever seen. 100%.
Yeah. When you start
Absolutely.
thinking about their adventures that they will no longer have, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, they might have each other's names tattooed on them. I mean,
Yeah, dude, it makes me shed a tear, dude. So sad.
well, next time you watch it, think about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I will, 100%.
Dude, so like I said, we got the people, they're holed up in a church, and there's this one scene, like we get another death. People are out on patrol, and this guy hears a noise out by like a tree, and the little girl comes riding a fucking tricycle out the door.
Dude, I know.
And he's like, "Get back inside, or I'll have your daddy blister your hide." And
Yeah.
she just fucking ignores him.
Yeah.
And then later on, all the kids are outside and they see the guy die. And Brad's like, "Get inside and lock the door." They immediately listen to Brad.
Yeah, dude.
So
They don't even know who he is, basically.
Apparently, Brad's name carries some weight with
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, "Fuck you. I'll do what I want." Oh, Brad told us to go inside? Let's do it.
Dude,
I saw
and
this in the trivia because the little girl's on a tricycle
Yeah.
for, I mean, and then like she's being chased. She's even dressed up like they said, like
The Shining.
because it's New Line Cinema. No, it's Dream Warriors.
Oh,
or
Dream Warrior. That's right. Yeah.
you know, like she's almost wearing the exact dress on a tricycle, and then she starts being chased. And I mean, the girl deserved to die.
Yeah, she
You knew
did.
the dangers. What the fuck are you doing?
Dude, and she moved that tricycle, bro. Like she went from the church door out to by where the dead body was, then out a little bit further. She had been going like 100 miles an hour to get that far out, dude. Like she was just rolling that tricycle, man. Like I don't know how she moved that fast, but she was, dude. It was
Well,
crazy.
she sees the dude get attacked, and then like,
Yeah, she continues to go about her day.
well, she goes over to, I guess, to investigate. I guess.
Yeah, she's gonna do something for sure.
Well, her dad, owns the paper or runs the paper. Her sister, is in fucking high school and is a senior, and she works at the paper. And investigative journalism is in her blood.
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
Oh, that
She's
little
gonna get the
girl
scoop.
was that little girl was her sister.
Yeah, she wasn't about
Yeah.
to get beat on that story. That was hers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Breaking news! I almost got murdered because of my stupidity.
Cutthroat business, man.
Yeah, dude.
No shit. Back in the church,
Mm-hmm.
we got everybody like dumping on, like Josh talked about earlier, dumping on Brad.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we didn't have any problems until you came around. And then the dad is like, hey, he's okay in my book. He saved my little girl. And these people are like, we're not going to listen to you. We're not going to listen to, and I got this, hold on one second. I got this wrote down. We're not going to listen to some kid from the city. We're not listening to a town drunk or a faceless alien.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, these people weren't going to listen to anybody.
that's right. Which, by the way, backing up just a little bit to where the girl's getting chased again on the tricycle, Brad goes up there to save her, and Sheriff Harv comes back to save the day.
yeah.
Man. Yeah. And he pulls out dual fucking pistols and is going to town on these fucking Krites, dude. He's like, I'm back. He's like, oh yeah, the man was ready, dude. And then we were in the church and stuff like that, and then we
Which-
go from there. Yeah.
And I'll say this because Josh brought it up earlier, but why not shoot the little girl with your spikes? Why not shoot Brad with your spikes?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. They could have done it so easy, and it would have knocked him out like permanently until
Y'all
someone
are
pulled the
just-
spike out.
Y'all are just fucking rolling around in your ball shape,
Yeah. Yeah, like are they
getting swatted at with a fucking baseball bat.
like if you're gonna like be a Krite and do your job. Like here's okay. To be fair, right?
Fucking
listen.
Chris over here is Bill Belichick.
Listen, no, I
Do your
have
fucking job.
listen. I have a theory on why they didn't use more needles and stuff like that. My theory behind that is that the Krites in the first movie, right? They were kind of experienced because they came to the planet already ready to fuck shit up. These were new baby-born hatchlings, so maybe they didn't know how to use it very much that often, They're like, oh, we just can roll around. We can use our spikes, but not all of them knew how to do it, maybe. Because they're new. they haven't been taught the ways of the Force to shoot it out their spines or something.
Maybe.
Chris fucking breaking down Critters 2.
Hey, look, I'm just saying they're newborn. They may not know how to do it.
Like,
You know, so
you are in film school.
yeah.
I love it.
I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to see how the director wanted to shoot it. You know, Mick Garris. You know, I just want to see his viewpoint on it. You know, but yeah.
They end up deciding to fight the Krites. You know, Brad's
Yes.
like, we got to blow them up. And they come up with this plan to lure them to the hungry heifer
Factory. Yeah.
meat factory. And they're like, well, who's gonna lead this? And everybody's kind of looking around, and Brad's like, oh, well, I guess it was my idea, but I'll need somebody to go with me. And he gets a couple volunteers. But then Harv steps in and is just like, you're all volunteered. And he has this line, come on, you bunch of pussies. You've got nothing to lose but your lives.
Yeah, dude.
That is the line of the movie. That's the best line of the movie.
He's such a good character, man.
And then they pass out guns, and Charlie finally gets to use one of the cannons.
Yep.
This movie does something that not a lot of movies do. Actually, they do the opposite, to where in most movies, especially in this time period and so on and so forth, the bully becomes a coward. In this movie, they make him heroic in a way, because he does volunteer. Wesley.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
After he tried to leave town, though, we forgot that part.
Yeah,
Because
yes,
at one
they-
point,
yeah.
he tries to leave town, and Brad calls him a chicken shit as he's driving away. And he comes to the road where they're not smart enough to use their spikes, apparently.
Yeah.
But they're smart enough to cut off the phones, and they're smart enough to block the roads out of the town.
Yeah, with the tree or something like that, because that thing had been there. And they were almost going to ambush him, too, but then he spotted them, and he turned right back
And
around.
I
He's
guess
like, "Fuck
I guess there's no chainsaws in this town.
that." No, I guess not.
cut
Which,
that
to be
tree
fair, I think there was a live wire on that, so they really couldn't do
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah. They couldn't.
Chris is eagle eye in this movie, man.
Hey, look, I remember, I watched the movie. I took some.
You
notes
did.
in my brain.
You should get a Critters 2 poster.
I
I bet it would look
No.
really good framed. I'm gonna be honest. I bet it would look really good
Yeah.
framed.
You should
Yeah.
get a
Critters 2
Critters
poster.
2 tattoo.
Hell no,
Like
dude. Hell
get
no.
and make sure you get it where it says Critters 2, the main
Yeah,
course.
there you go. I'll get a temporary tattoo. There you go. I'll do that.
Do you have any tattoos, Chris?
I don't. My
don't.
sister has some, but not me. I don't.
Younger or older?
Older. She's
Older.
27 or 28 now. Can't remember. I don't give a fuck about her birthday.
Okay, that's just like a younger brother. Jesus.
That's right. Yeah.
So
So your first tattoo is gonna be a Critters 2, the main
yeah,
course, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a good temporary tattoo. There you go. Don't have to be permanent. We'll see. I don't know about all that now.
So we get them on the. We got the plan in place now. We're going to take all the Krites to the burger.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Burger Barn because you said it one time and it's fucking wrong. The Hungry Heifer plant.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
They're going to get them in there.
Apologies.
I just keep thinking of fucking Burger Barn now.
What's Burger Barn from? It's from a movie, right? It's gotta be.
We'll see.
It's from something. While he's doing that, I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
They're going to draw the Krites into the factory. They're going to shut the door and they're going to blow them up. That's their plan. Charlie's like, not Charlie. Brad's like, we got to blow them up. You know, that's how you kill them. You blow them up. I mean, even though we've seen that you can fucking kill them with revolvers, because
Yeah.
Harv done it. Brad's like, we got to blow them up. So, anyways, the Krites are on their way there, and they have like this moment where they stop and they're like, wait a minute, let's go back the other way. And you see a big Krite, fucking huge, and he kind of urges them on.
Yeah, because the wind changes because they're going to the smell.
Yeah.
The wind changes in like everybody at the church. The wind starts blowing in their direction, and like you said, yeah, big Krite is like cheeseburgers have no bones.
Yep.
You know.
That's right.
Which, by the way, real fast. So 2 things real fast. So I don't want to interrupt. But to answer your question, Burger Barn, that's from What's Eating Gilbert Grape. That's what that's from. And then second thing real fast, the big critter, you guys remember what that is, right? Or
Yeah.
Right, sorry. Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, was getting to that, Chris.
All right, I'm sorry. I thought you guys thought it was a big old crate for a second. I didn't. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I fell asleep
So-
at this part, so all of this is new to me.
We see the big crate though. Because Brad and them are looking at it and are like, oh, look at the size of that one, and all of a sudden it starts flashing,
Yeah.
and it turns out that it was Ugg all along. Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Why couldn't you have done this 80 minutes ago and saved me time?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get them. They shut the door. They execute their fucking plan. Like they blow up whatever's inside of there, and a fucking critter ball comes out of it instead. They didn't kill them
Yeah.
somehow. They lived, and the plan was all shot to shit. And this ball is fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how many krites are involved in that thing, but if it's all the way through, it's way more than what you saw hatch. And the ball,
Yeah.
and then like when you see it up close, it's just the fucking critters chomping, or the krites chomping.
Yeah.
And then you
And everything.
yeah, and it fucking rolls a person over at one point, and all that's left is a skeleton. That's not just a skeleton. I mean, there's like meat on the bone, but you can tell it's like the back half of the body was eaten where it rolled over him.
That's a pretty good gag.
It was
Pretty
a-
good gag.
And it was a good effect too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you just got this huge ass fucking critter ball rolling around now.
Mm-hmm.
And Brad and Megan are trying to like keep it from going into town, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. And dude, I don't know what they were doing basically, but they're trying to hit it with their truck. I mean, those things could chop right into that metal.
Which immediately tore the door off the truck.
Yeah, it did. It did.
And then you see Brad move away from them.
Yeah.
But yeah. You got something, Josh?
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I thought you had something. I was about to wait and let the magic happen.
No magic.
But the ball's making its way in, and then you see a ship come in.
Well, earlier we see Charlie run off.
I didn't even catch that.
We
Yeah, he runs off, and
did.
people are
He
like,
did.
like, Charlie, where are
Yeah.
you going? And you think he's being a coward. So he gets his hero moment now.
Yeah,
He does. He does.
and he comes in and he crashes the ship into the critter ball or the
Yep.
crack ball. I keep
Yep.
saying, "Ooh, that's amateur hour over here, boys."
Mm-hmm.
Slams into the crate ball and kills all of them.
Yep.
And everybody thinks that Charlie's dead. And Ugg ends up taking on a new form, and he takes on the form of Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's supposed to be like a touching moment, because Charlie meant something to Ugg also.
It plays so funny, though, because they're like, what the fuck? And they're like, we still miss Charlie.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Dude
you're
doesn't
not
wait.
Charlie.
Dude, he doesn't even wait. Man's like immediately transforms into Charlie, and dude, you're like, what? Like, dude, it's so, like you don't even care about him, dude. Like, what are you doing?
But everybody's reaction is like, awkward.
Yeah, like honestly, man does not care, dude.
Brad accidentally calls Ugg Charlie though, and then Ugg's like,
Yeah,
Charlie.
yeah, yeah.
And then Charlie just rolls up on him.
Well, it's like, ugh, this is not how this works.
Yeah.
You're not Charlie. It's like a stepdad walking in to meet his kids for the first time and be like, just call me dad.
That's right.
No, that's not nah, just call me dad. Daddy.
Turns out Charlie didn't die though. He survived. I guess there was
God.
like an eject.
Thank
Thing
God.
over.
Yeah.
Parachute. The parachutes have parachutes too. What?
But-
They're a spaceship. Why do they have a parachute in their ships?
But again, Critters 2, damn near flawless. Like,
Yeah.
how long? Because this is the next day. Everybody's packed. The sheriff put on his best Hawaiian shirt with his cowboy hat. Charlie's packed. I mean, Brad. And Charlie finally comes rolling up. It's like, Charlie, what were you doing for those 7 days in the woods?
Yep.
Like, with this fucking parachute attached to you. That's the movie that we're missing. Is him, like, just being lost in Bender Grove woods.
Dude, man was just like chilling, bro.
What was it? Grover's Bend.
Grover's
Yeah.
been. Oh, yeah, yeah. We find out what Ugg really thought of fucking Charlie.
What was that?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's like,
Oh,
bruh, I'm leaving you here. I
Oh,
cannot
well,
put up with your
yeah.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah, they looked at each other. They didn't say a word. They looked at each other, and then Charlie, and then Doug's like, he just shakes his head. He's like, and then Charlie's like, yeah, and then that's it. They just basically just acknowledge that he's like, nah, you ain't coming with me again.
No, you ain't. You know what?
Yeah, it's
little
time for you. This is not your life.
motor
anymore,
mouth
dude.
chatty catty.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
handle this.
Yeah, especially with his partner now being dead. He's like, nah, bro, I can't do this. I gotta be by myself. Sorry.
And yeah, and so like Ugg dips the fuck out, and Charlie's left.
Well, he doesn't. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just gonna say, like, once he sees Charlie come back, you'd kind of think maybe he would give Charlie's form up
Yeah,
and not stay Charlie, but
And go back to the rock star.
yeah.
I
dude.
don't know.
Dude, imagine this fucking bounty hunter's out there doing all this whatever shit to all these different alien races as Charlie, and they're like, dude, all these other races are like, we're gonna fuck this guy up, we're gonna find him. They come to Earth, see the same guy, they're like, oh, this planet is fucked, we're messing everything up. Like, he's just basically messing up everything as Charlie.
Well, no, because he was still Johnny Still.
No, that's true, but yeah, never mind. You're good. You kind of defeat my purpose there. Okay, yeah, you're right. But you know,
But the sheriff, and and Charlie, they just decide to skip the democratic process.
Yeah.
yeah,
Charlie, you're sheriff now.
yeah,
Don't worry about the votes. I'm taking off. I won't even be here to defend my decision.
yeah.
But wear this badge around town. You were a drunk. So people just nobody's
You're
gonna
gonna
take
trust-
Charlie serious. Charlie's gonna take
No.
back to drinking. I mean, obviously.
Dude, yeah. We never see if he actually officially gets a spot. We just left to assume he actually gets to be sheriff. There's no way that dude is gonna be sheriff of that town, dude. Not a chance. Not a chance.
His one voter is dipping the fuck out too in Brad.
Yeah.
By the way, Harv never got elected back to be sheriff. He just showed up in his sheriff outfit. He's like, I'm back as sheriff again. No one said you're sheriff, dude. He just showed up with guns.
Well,
and
no,
like,
he was offered an invitation by like Megan to come back and be sheriff.
Megan, the 14-year-old girl, whatever, senior who can decide everything for the town. Nah,
Yes.
not a chance.
Megan runs that town, bro.
She runs the whole town.
She runs that
Okay.
town.
Yeah, no, dude, not a chance. Not a chance,
She-
dude.
She would kick your ass out of that town if you disagreed with her.
Man, Megan, nah, bro. I ain't worried about Megan.
Megan probably has hired thugs.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Wesley's on the payroll.
Well, you can hire him for like a case of Meisterbrow.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, for
or
real.
2 cases of beer.
Yeah, just 2 cases.
Yeah.
beer.
Not even good beer either. Just fucking.
Well, beer,
Well, this was 1988.
beer brand.
Obviously,
beer.
1988, Wesley would settle for like a 1974 Playboy.
Yeah,
Like, it don't even have to be current. And Wesley's like, yeah, that'll be fine.
I'm in. Man. Oh, by the way, I want to mention something earlier about the film too. Now I want to kind of come back to just a little bit. That their boss at the very beginning of the movie, when the bounty hunters are talking to their boss, like, "Hey, you aren't going to get paid unless you go take care of this crate problem." That Zanti is his name. That animated or whatever, motion capture, whatever it is. Not motion capture, you know what I mean. But Alien is actually voiced by Cynthia Garris, the director's wife, actually, which is just an interesting kind of thing there.
Chris, you love this movie so much.
Dude, I'm gonna
It's
get
so
a poster.
endearing.
You know, see where that Mario thing is right there? I'm gonna replace it with Critters 2. There you go.
You should. Again,
That's where it's gonna
great
go.
looking poster. I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
on record.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll think about it.
Yeah, if you don't get the tat, at least get the poster.
You think so, dude? My room.
Hey, Chris, look.
What's up?
Look, asshole. Frames.
Oh, I thought you
These
were
are
pointing to your family.
frames.
I thought you were pointing to your
Well,
family.
no, I got all kinds of pictures up here.
Oh yeah, I do like the frames. At least it's better than the the whole gangster, the little chip.
That's
there.
the only reason I'm here right now is just to show you that
Oh, is that right?
we have
Is that
frames in
right?
Sweden. Yeah.
Oh, you do? I'm surprised
No.
that you guys had.
We don't have
sort of
Doritos.
props. You don't have
Cool
Doritos.
Ranch.
That's right.
They're actually called. I've seen them called when you do find them. There's two names that they go by. It's either sour cream flavor or cool American flavor.
Cool American
What?
flavor.
What? Cool American flavor.
I want that bag of chips.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking this up right now, dude. Hold on.
I bought it just because it was my birthright.
Cool American flavored Doritos. No shot. Oh my god, it's a thing, dude.
Did you think I was lying, Chris?
No, I didn't think you were lying. Here, I'm gonna post this in general so you guys can see.
Well, hey, hold on. We're podcasting right now.
I know. I'm just posting. Sorry.
Brad and Megan finally kiss.
Do they
do.
kiss?
Yeah,
They do. They do. After,
'Cause
like-
at one point they're about to kiss, and Harv is like, come on, this thing runs on a schedule, talking about the bus.
Dude.
And then he gets on there, and then he pokes his fucking head out the window. I hurry up and kiss your little girlfriend so we can go.
Yeah, dude, they get interrupted like 5 different times in the movie before they actually finally get to kiss. I was telling Billy the whole time we were watching it, was like, bro, if they don't get to fucking kiss, I'm gonna riot, dude. They teased it so much, dude. Like, you're gonna have a good character development. Like, I haven't just kissed, bro. Jesus.
I was just about to say,
Like-
what was the fucking point? He was leaving.
I know, but like, dude, they went through hell together. You gotta get the kiss. You gotta seal the deal. So who knows? You might come back for Christmas next time and have to do this whole process again.
Well,
Who knows?
I guess
Or,
we'll see
Hanukkah,
when we watch
I don't know.
when we watch Critters 3. But I
Yeah,
don't.
he's not. No,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any returning characters.
I think
No, there's not.
doesn't Terrence Mann come back?
he does. He does.
Hell
Terrence
yeah.
Mann and Charlie come back, I think, as well. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point of Charlie is anymore, but sure, we'll see.
Oh, he's a sheriff. Or at least the drunk who pretends to be a sheriff.
Yeah, dude. He's walking around with a bottle in his hand.
All right. Well, it's time for the moment of truth.
Moment of truth, yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Let's let Chris go last.
Oh, please. Wait,
Okay.
last?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go last. You guys go first.
I'll start it off. The movie I thought was a fun movie. I don't mean like it's like a masterpiece of cinema like Josh says. But I thought it was fun. And it did what this type of sequel needed to do. It was bigger stakes, more deaths, more Krites, more gore. Even though they kept it at PG-13, it gave you more. I don't think it was as good as the first movie, but I think it was, like I said, I think it was fun nonetheless, and I give it 2.5 stars.
Okay. It's fair. I was going back and forth on this one, like, after I saw it. So I'm just going to go with my original rating and give it 2 stars. Because it's, whatever the first one had going for it, this one is lacking in spades. Not to say it doesn't have its charms in its own way. But, it's Critters 2, and, I like this one well enough. I think we're going to be in for some pretty shitty movies after this one, though.
Yeah, that's my fear too. But
Yeah.
hey, at least we get Leonardo DiCaprio in part 3.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. Film debut.
All right, Chris.
Uh huh.
You get
Yeah, I don't think you're ready for my rating. I don't think you're ready for it.
I'm ready.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on the movie. Okay, I thought the movie was really good. I had a really fun time with it, and any movie you have fun with it, and that has titties, is a great movie to have on a daily basis and that kind of thing. Especially in a PG-13 movie, right? I mean, you got Scott Grimes. You got the sheriff who's a badass. Once again, his name is Barry Corbin. Great actor, love him, stuff like that. I had a good beginning, middle, and end. You know, I'm gonna give the movie 4 stars.
Wow.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a really fun, entertaining movie, and it had a lot of good stuff going for it, and it left on a good ending to where they can explore more options. Now,
I love it. You be you, babe. You be you.
That's right.
Love it.
He gave that. He really gave that movie 2 stars, and then he gave it a star for each titty.
You got right.
It did. That's right, dude. It was just it was a really fun, entertaining movie, and you don't have movies like this nowadays where it's just fun. It's just entertaining to be entertaining. You don't get movies like that nowadays, really.
I think there is something to be said for this movie. I do. I just
They
off
improved-
Critters, man.
Yeah. And in comparison to the first one, I thought this one was way better because it was a lot more fun. It didn't take itself as seriously. And it had again way more action overall. That I thought just added to the fun of the movie overall, you know. And I get the first one that they have to explain what the Krites are and stuff like that. But I thought this one is just it had also more scenery. We're not just at one house basically the whole movie, you know. We're at different areas of the house.
For me, it worked better as sort
house.
of home invasion.
Yeah.
Where like once you expand out, the budgetary constraints become pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Which can be charming. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that. Like it can be charming being cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just large moments in this movie felt flat, I guess,
Yeah.
for me. But I get what
Yeah.
you're saying, and I applaud you taking that stance. I would.
I know how much you want to scream right now. I know you.
No, I would appreciate this point of view a lot more if you didn't hawk Willy's Wonderland every fucking podcast episode.
By the
There
way,
we go.
just for the podcast,
Set 'em up, knock 'em down. Set 'em up and knock 'em down.
Wonderland
There we
is
go.
a 5 out of 5 stars movie for me, so everyone should watch it when they get a chance. Just want to put
We
it
are
out
going to
there.
do a watch along to this
We should.
to that piece of shit soon.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do
Great
it.
movie.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it was interesting.
That's right.
And I kind of figured, I thought that mine and your scores were going to land close, Josh.
Yeah.
I figured Chris's were going to land higher. I did not anticipate it being that much higher.
4 stars, yeah.
4 stars. That's the same. That's the same rating it gave Halloween 1978.
Dude, listen, I liked it a lot. I had a really fun time with it, you know. Again, they had a lot of attention to detail in the movie too, you know. It's just the little things that added up, you know. They really did, you know. Again, the scene with the diner with the whole bitching thing, like when the guys look at the hair and he's like in the mirror, he's like, dude, that was hilarious, you know. Again, the titties, that was awesome to see.
Again,
movie.
They kept the communication between the critters to a minimum, like they
They
did the first
did.
one, which is surprising.
By the
Which
way,
is very surprising.
real quick before we end the podcast, I do want to mention, by the way, Mick Garris, he wanted to get Frank Welker to do the voice of the Krites, by the way. He couldn't afford to get him, so he ended up doing most of the voices himself. And he hired a loop group to provide additional vocals for them. So that's actually really cool, too. That's why they're probably a little less than this, you know, but...
You're talking about fucking Megatron. He doesn't just come cheap.
I know that. But again, for what they did and stuff like that, it was great. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. A lot of good stuff happened in that movie. So,
All right.
again, there have been a way worse movie people have rated higher than 4 stars that don't deserve 4 stars in my opinion. But this movie, good.
Can you name one? I'd be curious to know.
No, I can't. But we can talk about that later and stuff like that. I don't have anything to say about that now. I
was just curious.
I don't know I don't know what's an overrated movie right now that everyone I've seen that, you know, people say it's really good that I hated. I don't know. Probably Wrinkle in Time. Probably. I'm sure someone loves that movie to death. I don't know.
Which
Disney
one?
Stuff. A Wrinkle in Time. It's a Disney movie. It's released.
No, I think people universally kind of shit on that movie.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's someone who absolutely adores that movie. Whoever it is stupid.
Big Oprah fans.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, guys, that's Critters 2, the main course. There you go.
What's your shirt, Bone? Let me see that shirt. What is that?
It's a scarecrow.
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
So yeah, since you brought it up, I will mention this for the people watching. I got this shirt from GetYankeeDoodles.com. My tattoo artist designed these shirts.
Ah, okay.
And,
I got
yeah,
you.
he shouted out the podcast on his Instagram page. And on
No, I'm gonna put it on
the,
record. I love him.
on the and on the webpage for the tattoo shop. And I like the design of the
No,
scarecrow.
yeah. Say the name again, the website, and show it a little bit better. Let's let people know.
GetYankeeDoodles.com.
Okay. Check it
Dang.
out.
Rebel Bread, by the way, real quick, I want to mention Calvin and our Twitch channel. He said, Chris Rowe is all the way to the shaft on this one. Okay, you know what? That's okay. It's okay. You don't have to agree with my opinion, Rebel Bread. You don't have to agree with it. That's my opinion. I liked it a lot. You probably haven't even seen the movie, so I don't want to
All
hear
the way
it.
to the shaft. That's,
You know,
that's funny.
Whatever. It was good, though.
Oh,
I
yeah,
liked
and
it.
the artist's name, Brian Meyer.
There we go.
Brian
So if you want
Brian
to
Meyer.
look him up, but it's Meyer with a MEIER.
Okay.
There you go.
Get Yankee
Doodles.com.
Doodles.
Yep.
.com. Very nice.
All right, guys. Well, hey, it was fun. We'll be back to talk about Critters 3.
That's right.
We'll see where the rating
God
comes
help
in.
us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, God fucking help
Give you
us.
5 stars.
But thank you for being on with us, Chris.
Yes,
You'll
sir.
be on the next one. when we
Yes,
cover
sir.
the
I'll be
next
back,
movie.
guys. Don't worry. I'll be back.
Josh,
I love you
got any
guys.
Parting words of wisdom.
No, not of wisdom. No, Chris
I got
takes it all the
some.
way to the shaft. I guess it cannot
yeah.
be.
I
Said
got some parting words of wisdom real fast for the viewers at home. Need everyone to go home and watch Willy's Wonderland and have a good day.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
See you later.
All right. Let me end this Twitch stream. Thank you, Rebel Bread, for watching, and
Yeah,
whoever
and
else.
whoever else is watching, yes, right. Thank you for watching, guys. We appreciate it a lot. Come back and see us next time.